Hey, what up guys? So we're back for another reaction video for Warhammer 40k, and it's another video by Majorkill. So shout out to Majorkill for doing this video. And this one is called oh man, I accidentally took it down. How did the lion actually return? So when I started like watching the Dark Angels like lore videos, and some of you guys have been like commenting like a little bit additional information. By the way, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. Some of you guys did say that the lion actually does return in the current lore, so that's why I started like tracking down and seeing like if there's any videos about that. And the first one came up was by Majorkill, and there was actually another one, but I think the channel name was like Westhammer. But I'm watching Majorkill because I want to see like his input into this. So who knows? Maybe I'll also check out the one by Westhammer. But this is what we're gonna be doing today. So I'm actually serious. I mean, not serious. I'm actually curious to see like how the lion actually did return. And I know this was like repeated in the past like Majorkill videos, saying like if the lion did return and unite the Dark Angels, there will be a force to reckon with. So without anything else, let's jump into the video.
G'day guys and gal, it's shocking to absolutely nobody that I am making another lion video. I would literally let him split me in two, and I don't mean with his sword. Well, at least not with his literal one. After just finishing the new lion book, a book that provides just as many questions as answers, but also puts
It took me a second to realize.
everywhere, I have a pretty good understanding on the context of the lion's return, including who brought him back, why they brought him back, and why he gained his new abilities and gotten so old. Before we get started, I am very excited to announce the latest and greatest major mini, the Shadow Warden. Straight up, Ra the Golden Sun is the best-selling major mini by far, and I'm so damn proud of you guys. Golden boys, best boys. So I thought, let's continue the theme. Using the same modeler, I took inspiration from Tyrael from Diablo to create the Shadow Warden, cause you know, Lock Warden of the Shadow Keepers was already taken. Ra was inspired by Imperius, Shadow Warden by Tyrael. It's a very cool theme. This Juggernaut comes with 3 head variants, a hooded variant, a hooded helmet variant, and a pure helmeted variant. Yes, I am aware that mirrors the lion's head options, and no, it wasn't entirely coincidental. The Shadow Warden is available now for worldwide shipping for only $10 USD, and if you add some other major minis to the purchase, like Kitten or Ra, then you may qualify for free shipping. Another note, based on feedback, we have reduced the size of Ra by 5%, as he was just a tad bit taller than other Custody models and stood out a bit too much, so the reduction should make him a more seamless addition to your golden armies. It's super exciting to finally show you guys the Shadow Warden. We've been working on him for months. Today we'll go over the lion's return, detailing who brought him back, for what purpose, as well as answer other questions, like how he got his new sword and shield, and what his forest walking ability actually is. Also, spoiler warning for the new lion book, but every lore video is a fucking spoiler, so you should be used to it by now. Let's get into it. The lion's return was seemingly extremely random to everybody, especially to the lion. He had just been fighting Luther as Caliban was being torn apart after the Horus Heresy. He was wounded, spared by a remorseful Luther, and then whisked away by the Watchers in the Dark to be placed in a coma in the bowels of the Rock, the Dark Angel's flagship. Part of his coma was his wounds at the hand of Luther. By the way, the armor looks amazing. The Watchers keeping him asleep, waiting for a time when he should awake.
Damn, look at the lions.
Extremely powerful beings. They seem to operate on a higher plane of existence, terrify the shit out of demons, and are near omniscience. So then keeping like Sleeping Beauty out of the game for 10,000 years isn't lion and saber-tooth hybrid. When we last saw the lion, then BAM! He awakes without any memory on the bank of a river decked out in new ceramite armor. No context, no explanation. This riverbank isn't anywhere in the galaxy. It's within his own warp forest that the lion conjures. Initially random, but he later figures out how he can control it. What the fuck is this forest? It looks like Caliban, but it isn't. Wow. Is it the warp? Well, kind of, but not really. After all, stepping into the warp is like stepping into a sun. You die screaming as your body burns and your soul is torn apart by demons. The lion later theorizes that the forest is like a mirror dimension to the warp, but I don't think it's that disconnected or complicated. I would say that the lion's new ability allows him to create a safe-ish pocket dimension in the warp that allows him to cut through it and more or less teleport across the galaxy. Short-range walks of a few thousand kilometers in real space take him less than a minute through the forest forest. Long-range jumps that span light years may take him a few hours of walking. As it is his pocket dimension, it matches Caliban in its aesthetic, however parts of the true warp, like the Chaos Gods, can leak into the lion's dimension, and the Emperor himself also seems to be able to gain access in a limited way. As the lion is initially exploring his forest, unaware of who he actually is, he encounters a manifestation of the Emperor, an old weakened king sitting on a boat in a lake, bleeding into the water as dark shapes, manifestations of the Chaos Gods, circle the boat. When the lion tries to wade through the lake to get to the old king, not aware of it being his father, the shadows turn their attention on him, forcing a watcher in the dark to appear and tell the lion to get the fuck out of the lake before he gets dumpstered by the Chaos Gods. So in the lion realm, we have the Chaos Gods, the Emperor, the lion, and the watchers in the dark. But which of those godlike beings brought him back? Well, it wasn't Chaos, I can tell you that much for free. They don't enjoy Loyalist Primarchs coming back, as Loyalist Primarchs kick their ass. I believe it was a combination of the Watchers and the Emperor, since the Emperor had a good motive for it that I'll get into in a bit, and the Watchers were the ones watching over the sleeping lion and who put him to sleep in the first place. So it's clear that after 10,000 years of sleeping on a slab of rock, slowly aging, the Watchers awoke him, and his first action was to instantly begin his first forest walk, leaving the rock and ending up by the river. As for how he got his new armor, I would say the Watchers placed it on him while he was asleep, as they often carry
look at that
around
armor
gear, and the armor itself, although impressive and master crafted, is not some hectic warp device or Dark Age of Technology plate. It is ceramite and was even able to be completely repaired by a tech marine. The lion would wander through his forest more, finding an out-of-place building but was prevented from entering by the Watcher, saying that he was not a high enough level to take on the boss fight within. Eventually he caught the scent of a beast and his hunter instinct kicked in. He tracked a number of chaos-corrupted monsters that were attacking a family, killing the monsters and saving them. In chasing the monsters, the lion had left the pocket dimension forest and had ended up on a forest in real space on a planet called Kamath. There he encounters the first of the fallen Dark Angels he would meet, a steadfast warrior called Zabriel. Zabriel immediately opens fire on the lion, as the last time the two warriors encountered each other, they were fighting against each other on Caliban. The lion disarms Zabriel and in the process regains most of his memories. As we've discussed on this channel before, the Fallen weren't this unified chaos force. Some were anti the lion but pro-emperor, some were pro-emperor and pro-lion, some were pro-chaos and hated the lion, and so on and so forth. As such, the vast majority of them were uncorrupted, and it was literally just a big misunderstanding due to a few corrupted Fallen like Luther. So the lion teamed up with Zabriel, and together they inspired the people, liberated the world, and then the lion's forest walk ability kicked in accidentally, transporting himself, Zabriel, and a few hundred humans to another world, showing that he can take others with him.
It's a small handful, he said.
Vicinity. It was revealed that his forest walk ability was actually taking him to other fallen angels, showing some kind of innate connection, or maybe the guiding hand of the Watchers and/or the Emperor. The lion united numerous worlds, gathering fallen to him and building up his strength. This is pretty much exactly what I predicted would happen, except that in canon the lion is very mature and has no desire to build a pocket empire or challenge Gilliman's rule of the Imperium. He literally just wants to protect humanity and is as morally good of a protagonist as you can get. During this time, he returns to the forest dimension and tries to speak with the old king, the Emperor. However, when he finds him, his father cannot speak to him, although it is clear that he knows the lion is there. The Watchers tell the lion that he needs to ask the right question to the king to be able to speak to him. However, the lion asks the wrong question. Hence the shadow beasts that are always surrounding the old king, the manifestations of the Chaos Gods, lunge for him. Before they can kill him though, the king gets fucking furious and obliterates the shadow beasts, banishing them from the lion's realm. That's what you get for trying to fuck with the Emperor's son in front of him. It was a pretty badass moment, as it shows that despite the Emperor's weakened, tormented form, he's still an absolute beast and doesn't take shit from anybody. However, this ended the lion's attempt to speak with his father. You may be wondering where the lion got his weapons from. After all, they are extremely well made, and the shield is literally called the Emperor's Shield. Not to mention the lion is stuck on Imperium Nihilus, a very, very long way away from Terra. Well, his plasma pistol was a gift from one of the worlds he visited.
Sword looks amazing. Shield looks amazing.
The lion wasn't sure he believed that, however the pistol was was sized for him, not a space marine, so maybe it was true. His sword, fealty, was basically given to him by either the Watchers or the Emperor or both while he was mid-fist fight with what I assume were Obliterators, heavily corrupted Chaos Terminators. During a brief respite in the fight, he momentarily teleported into the forest dimension and quite literally drew the sword from stone. It's not entirely clear who put it there
King Arthur,
or who connected it to him enough for him to quickly teleport into the warp, grab it, and then teleport out, but I think this one may have been the Emperor's work. Either way, he got the sword and diced up those Obliterators like some out-of-date sashimi. Getting the shield was a bit spicier. It was literally the Emperor's shield and had been used by him, and just like the sword Guilliman wields, contains a shard of the Emperor's psychic might, akin to the psychic shield he placed over the Imperial Palace during the Siege of Terra. It actually looks a lot like the shield on the Emperor's pauldron in one of the only canon artworks of the Emperor we actually have. I don't think it is that exactly, as the sizing is way off, but the design is the overall same. He gets this at the end of the Lion book by entering the strange building that the Watcher previously blocked him from entering due to him not being a high enough level. The Watcher is still there, but this time lets him in. Inside is a dark room with a horrific shape-shifting boss who takes on the form of each and every Primarch bar the Lion himself. The Lion is basically forced to fist fight and beat most of his brothers as they continually kick the shit out of him. He does a pretty fucking good job though, hitting some hectic judo moves on them. I'm not joking, he literally judokas the shit out of them. Eventually, his will and strength is great enough for the Emperor to grant him the shield, which he then uses to destroy the Warp Shapeshifter, a creature that was created by the Emperor himself to guard the shield. This is what I mean by the Emperor having access to the Forest Dimension. He was able to place the vault with the shield in it, as well as fealty. The building that the shield was locked in looked very out of place in the Forest Dimension, further proving that it came from outside of it. Overall, I believe that the Watchers woke up Lion on the instruction of the Emperor, but why now? Well, there's a few reasons that help support my theory even more. The Lion's first quest since awakening was to defeat the 10,000 Eyes, a Chaos warband led by a Chaos corrupted fallen Dark Angel sorcerer. The sorcerer, Seraphax, fuck me, that's an antagonist name if I've ever heard one, wanted to assassinate the Emperor in order to free him from the Golden Throne and allow him to fully ascend into the warp, killing the Chaos gods and leading mankind into a golden age. So on paper, Seraphax was a loyalist. Kind of. I mean, at least he was a compelling villain. However, it's already been established in the lore that the Emperor does not want anyone to try revive him or remove him from the Golden Throne at this current time. He has directly intervened and thwarted previous attempts, even attempts by his loyal servants, as it's implied that it will go horribly wrong, with Terra being destroyed and the Emperor becoming a Chaos God. So straight up, the Emperor just does not want to get revived at the moment. Seraphax's plan was basically to possess a hero of the Imperium that could get an audience with the Emperor. Then during the audience, strike the Emperor down, thus freeing him from the Golden Throne. Seraphax attempted to possess the Lion, but we all know what happens to those that try to fuck with the Lion's brain. They die horribly. After thwarting the 10,000 Eyes, the Lion then encounters the Blood Angels and travels with them to then engage Angron in a duel, banishing his brother and saving both the Blood and Dark Angels. From here, he meets with the modern day Dark Angels and is the hero that Imperium Nihilus desperately needs. So it seems to me that the Emperor got worried that Seraphax's plan might succeed, so he asked the Watchers to awaken the Lion to intervene. The Imperium also needed a lot of help dealing with the Great Rift, so overall the Lion's timing couldn't be better. It doesn't make sense for him to wake up prior. Every previous issue was solvable by the Imperium, whether it be by the Space Marine heroes or by the Inquisition. It's only now that the galaxy has shut the bed that the return of the Loyalist Primarchs is necessary to prevent the Imperium's destruction. Remember, a lot of this hasn't been explicitly stated. The lore doesn't say clear-cut that the Watchers awoke the Lion on the request from the Emperor, but all the evidence and clues point towards this being the case. The Emperor's shield, the Emperor's presence within the Forest Dimension, the nature of the Lion's first quest. It doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure it all out. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then pick up the Shadow Warden, a stunning model that yearns to feel the kiss of your paintbrush. Hit the subscribe button and hit the real subscribe button for more Lion content. Join the Discord for more memes and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Alright, so that was How Did the Lion Actually Return by Majorkill. He did an amazing job explaining it. One thing I really liked was the new armor design. Like, I think I said like about 2 or 3 times in the video, but yeah, you can see like some of the differences and the color and everything, and it looks amazing. And it keeps on mentioning about like him wandering the forest or like waking up in the forest. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more. But so far, he's got new weapons, new armor and everything, but it sounds like even the Lion doesn't even know how he got it. Was he hungover or something? I don't know. But either way, another great video. And if you guys have anything like pertaining to this subject, like how the lion actually got his weapons, or what is like wandering the forest or waking up in the forest, could you put it down in the comments below? I would really appreciate it. Or if you guys have any other videos that would like help explain this, put it down in the comments below as well. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Another great video by Majorkill, so shout out to him and credit goes to him for this video. And also hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. And also check out my other videos I have on my channel. And thank you so much for your continued support in this channel. I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys are having an amazing day or night wherever you guys are, and I'll see you guys next time.